Obviously, if I were in your place 20, 30 years. I'm sure that there are more and more to do, not so much because we want to do it, but because we have to do it because the world is not as what we would like it to be. And with that word, I hope that tomorrow's ceasefire in Gaza will be a reality and will be sustained. So yeah, I think more or less that. The more formal question of what's the impact, what the measure is, it will be very well.
Alright, thank you so much, Mr. Hafiz. Yes, it is true. We never know that the small motivation that comes from anywhere could actually bring an impact, a big impact, just like Mercy Nation, which is now a huge NGO we are all know about. So now, I would like to proceed with Puan Nordiana to share the Free Trade Society initiative regarding the Corbu Kera Arboretum and Rainforest Center, or as known as KEPAC. Puan Nordiana, KEPAC has done incredible work in conservation. Could you share more about the organization initiative, particularly in empowering communities like the Orang Asli through environmental efforts?
Okay, everyone. Assalamualaikum and very good evening to the organizers. It's very good to see the young people like back in school. Okay, I don't know whether UTP did heard about Free Trade Society because we are based in KL, but I'm the only person who actually based in Perak right now. So Free Trade Society actually established on 2012. Why we name our organization is Free Tree? Because we give to the community what actually the community needs, which is a free, and that is a tree, but it's free. Yeah. It's a totally free tree. You can come to our Bangsa and to go become the volunteer for half day, and then you can get back with the free tree. Yeah. Um, currently we're having a project because we have a few programs actually under free tree, which is we have on the go. We go to the schools and doing planting tree. We teach them doing the workshop for the climate change as well, for the waste management, and also we teach how to plant a tree with like what we call it as a macam using the right fertilizer and then the right way to plant the tree. Because we want to ensure the survival rates of the trees actually is increasing. Not that once you plant it and then the next 3 days is died. Okay? So that's what actually free tree does. Okay? And then from the compost also, from the waste that we had, or from your kitchen itself, even the from udang, right? So you can use also one of the budget as the fertilizer. And then yeah, and then another project that we had currently is quite a big project and it's quite long project because it's a K park, it's called Arboretum. Perak, Rainforest Center. Why is Korbu? Because we are located in Hutan Simpan Korbu in compartment 38, and this area actually we got 5 hectares from Jabatan Perhutanan Negeri Perak. We also collaborate with JAKWA, Jabatan Kemajuan Orang Asli, and we are funded by Yayasan Hasana. So this project going to be expected to be end by 2029 once we actually pass back to Jabatan Perhutanan Negeri Perak and Orang Asli there. The other things in Kepak itself, we just not doing the reforestation back, but we have a component where we actually empower all the Orang Asli there. We train 5 eco guides, to be a nature guide in their place itself. And then we also have 4 tapak semayan, which is a micro nurseries. We actually have 12 members of them as a woman who did the micro nurseries. So they have right now, I think they have like more than 3,000 saplings ready to be set up right now. And then we have 3 groundskeepers for the OA to taking care of our 5 hectare hutan simpan Kogi. Yeah. Or maybe later can share the videos, right? So these are our groundskeeper, 3 of them. So right now we already plant 665 trees with the 99 survival rate. The area actually is quite steep because it's quite a decayed big mill. And then this mill is 305 saplings trees that planted by these 4 micro-tree teams. And then 4 youths actually undergoing for eco guide training, and then 2 of them already passed to get the assessment as the Mother Gunung Perak, which is going to be held by this coming February. Yeah, we also go to schools to build the community activities.
All right, thank you so much, Panodana. So what you have seen here is that Future Society and KEPA not only on environmental project, they also do forest. So it's a really great effort actually. You can look into their website for more information. My first question relates to Panodana. Environmental sustainability is becoming increasingly important for socio-economic stability. Initiatives like Muslim by Kebab not only help preserve the ecosystem, but also support and uplift marginalized communities, such as the Orangi. On the other hand, do you believe that environmental sustainability actually brings an economic impact? And how do you see these conservation efforts contribute to the economic stability of marginalized communities? And do education plays a role?
Of course, yes. I totally agree. Because when the environment is in good condition, it's a good state, of course, the source of our daily life will also be in the good condition. Indirectly, we can get a good source of our health, also improve our quality of life. So, as a depart, for example, right? So we just not reforest their living area, but we actually restore their source of income. Because back then, 2007, what happened in that 5 hectare area, actually, this area actually is a loading field before. So, due to the impact, not a lot of trees actually planted back, we were able to plant back. So, because of the become more as they using that machinery to the soil there. So when actually we started the project, we did do the soil studies first with Japan out of the soils we sent to the laboratory to see what actually is the condition and then what actually is suitable plan. The deforestation, plant forestry, which is what we call it in order we also plant about 50% of the local land plan. Local land plan is an example of terrain, rambutan is a durian kampung, so they can come back and then taking all the plants that they can be the source of foods and also they can using them as small income for them. And you know that around us PhD is it's toccar participar mais moderna, impulsão, forests as their source of living. But then they say, why is this happening there? Because locals, they can farm at their side because of the Kubara and all that. So what they actually do, that's why we can, the species can have also to restore their source of income. So right now we only have the farm and then the bees is there is 38 actually species under perlindungan perak, but on our side we only able to find 21 species. So of course there is endangered species as well that we not able to farm. So like the forestry, we had meranti, lemak nipis, keruing bulu, meranti sarang bunai, merbau. If is there in this room, anyone know that merbau actually is our pokok kebangsaan Malaysia? Merbau actually is our pokok kebangsaan Malaysia. When you ask, when people ask you, bunga kebangsaan Malaysia is bunga raya, right? Yes. Pokok kebangsaan Malaysia is merbau. So merbau is our national tree. Okay. And then back to your question. So we did community engagement since 2022 when we started. because we want to create an awareness to the orang asli. Why important of this project? Because of course on our way there is objection why we wanted to move into deforestation and all that. But yeah, we took 1 year to create an awareness, meet the communities, and then do the engagement. Once they actually understand, we empower them with a knowledge, we educate them, how important is their role in this project. So that's why when once actually they accept it, so when we also give them a knowledge, yes, so they will know what actually is their role and then how important they are in this project. Yeah, education is important. Yeah, need to educate them.
Thank you so much. One or the other, that's very passionate answer from you. Okay, so what I from the key takeaways that we can get from what one or the other just said. When population communities like orang, sometimes they don't have enough education to actually realize that they can actually utilize their resources. They can advise, they can really catch the education. So that's why we volunteers actually give them that, we educate them that you guys have to see that education and but also maintaining one sustainability factors can actually affect your access to education. So to that, I would like to answer to ask the one. We are all aware that economic disparities, which can lead to limited access to education and opportunities. How do you see and what that?
Again, really good question. But before that, from Malaysia, we obviously emphasize on education. But we never had a chance to create a subject. So I said how very good to that and get them to get all the birds and so forth. But yeah, always going to be coexist and co-dependent together with the economic sector, socio-economic, going to be coordinated together. Maybe what I can do here before we even begin to answering that socio-economic condition in families in Malaysia and our education performance nationwide. So there was a 23 living on the edge that 8 out of 10 children for all families that are living in flat and DDR community, meaning low-cost housing area. So when they made their study, it was shown in an urban poor community in one had to study in the living room. Meaning what? Meaning they don't have their own personal desk. They might not even have a proper bookshelf to put all of their books and that. So 8 out of 10 children had to study in the living room. And you imagine when you study in the living room of 600, 800, you have to share with your brother, you have to share with your siblings, you have to share with your together in across urban and urban world and inequality in the urban world area had to miss their preschool education. Meaning, one out of two children on kindergarten, they didn't have any opportunity to learn ABCs in kindergarten. They didn't have any opportunity to social interact. So their interpersonal skills, their social skills cannot develop at the age of 3, 4, and 5 years old. And this definitely overall it will affect our education system. And their first year engaging with a formal education in school is only when they're in standard 1. But you imagine when you go into standard 1, in a class of 30 students, standard 1, your friends, your peers, they already know how to read. They already know how to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But because you miss out on pre-education or preschool education, you didn't manage to go to kindergarten because your family cannot afford to send you to kindergarten. You had to learn, and you just about to start when people already like 100 meters ahead of you. Definitely it would affect that. And this effect has been snowballed over the years. And you can see why over many, many years, you can see the same story and the same news come out every time there's end of year exam, every time there's SPM ongoing. You will see on the first day, all the newspaper would share and publish, 10,000 plus SPM candidate was absent during their Bahasa Melayu paper. You will also see the same news after the end of SPM. You will see, last year, 300,000 SPM candidates who already took SPM had mentioned to their family, had mentioned to their teachers, their counselors, that they are not interested in continuing their study to the tertiary education, meaning they don't want to go to university, they don't want to go to colleges, they don't want to go to any TVET institution. But why? Is it because A, these children or these students are lazy? B, these students, they are not interested in studying, reading books, doing homework? Or C, is because they need to earn money as soon as they can to afford and take care of their family? Most of the time, the answer is C. And this is also the reason why, when we are talking about education gap, it is no longer just about improving condition in the classroom or improving your syllabus every year to make sure it's updated, to make sure our syllabus would educate our children with AI, for example, would educate our children with coding. But it is much more multi-layered issues. It's not just about the quality of teachers. Obviously, we need to improve on the quality of our teachers. It is not just about improving the infrastructure of our education institution, meaning the school has to be well built and managed. There are a lot of schools in Malaysia currently who are facing the spillage number of students in their school, meaning one class, last time, maybe during my years, on average, every classroom you will have 20 to 25 students per classroom, and that's considered too much. But today, on average, a lot of classes would have around 35 to 40 students per classroom. And how is that bad? It's bad because one teacher, now, previously they had to handle and manage 20 to 25 students. Now, one teacher, you need to take care, educate, teach 35 to 40 students in one classroom. And the teacher is not just handling one classroom, they're handling so many classrooms. 3 amanah, 3 jujur, 5 bijaksana, So that would 100% will affect the quality of teachers. That will 100% will affect the quality of outcome. And so when when we want to discuss and figure out the way forward for education system in Malaysia, you need to understand what is going on first. Number one, the issue on socio-economic, like you mentioned just now, 100% would be affecting a lot of children. Number two, on the quality of teachers itself. Number three, how we formalize and crystallize our syllabus to make sure that it will meet the current demand. But since we are talking about socio-economic issues, yes, 100% would affect a lot of people. And then some would argue that, okay, Loman, if the question on education performance lies in the socio-economic factor, how does improving teachers' quality would help these children to be better at their education performance? So again, we look into data, we look into studies. Another research made by UNICEF titled Children Without, it showed that the quality of children's education performance is directly also affected by the quality of teachers. And 51% of students who has better mentorship in school would be more eager to come and attend classes. And you imagine, I would assume, students here, when you were in Form 4 and Form 5, your teachers would be like, hey, university, you nak masuk university mana? Which university you want to enroll in? What courses are you interested to learn and study? What will be your future career path? I would assume most of us here would have that kind of teacher. But imagine a lot of schools that, number one, inadequate number of teachers. Number two, are also facing problems with the quality of teachers who might miss out on asking their students, what are you going to do next? What are you interested to become, when you're growing as an adult? And so that's why you can see the correlation between number of children who miss out on education, number of children who are absent and drop out from school, to the quality of teachers. Like it or not, there's always a multi-pronged approach. You have to go, in order to go through this conundrum of education system, you cannot just rely on the Ministry of Education. Not because the Ministry of Education is not doing a good job, they are doing their best, but it requires multi-cross ministries effort. It requires Ministry of Human Resource, for example, to address the gap in local young graduates. It would also involve Ministry of Higher Education as well. It would involve Ministry of Women and Children to address the preschool education, to address the socio-economic among mothers. And so, yeah, it requires multi-pronged approach. But again, in Teach for Malaysia, we are very hyper-focused. We are looking into the quality of teachers because we know at the end of the day, the one who spend the most time with children's life would be teachers. You can see 1/3 of our daily life when we were kids are spent at school. And sometimes 2/3 of our daily life, because some people would go in the morning and only leave the school at 4 or 5 p.m. It's teachers. And you also have to recognize the fact that the power and the influence of the teacher in building the personality and the character of students. So yeah, we very focused on building that quality of education through quality of teachers. But again, in order for you to break through this barrier of education systemic issues in education system, it requires a multi-pronged approach. Yep.
Thank you so much, Mr. Luman, for the very profound answer. I would like to add on that what Mr. Luman shared just now is really true, because before this, I have volunteered in Pudu, which is a poor urban area, and I did not lie to you. the size of the home, average size of home or apartment there is half of this stage size, and it was shared by 7 to 8 members of family neighbors. So imagine that. You cannot imagine how these children were raised there. So if for the tuitions that I entered, I asked these children like, don't your teachers teach you? You know that there are systems where schools separate students due to their grades. So people with low grades, children with low grades are all combined in one class, and teachers are often neglect them. So this is what happens. So there was this formation, volunteers take enroll to bridge this gap, to teach the children with underprivileged access. So that's what I want to conclude from what Mr. Luman said just now. So I'm going to proceed this forum to Mr. Hafiz for socio-economic field. The socio-economic well-being of communities could also be disrupted by disasters and crises, making it hard for people to access essentials like healthcare, education, and even sanitation. That's why organizations like Mercy Malaysia plays a key role in tackling these challenges. Thus, this next question I dedicated to Mr. Hafiz. With the current global and local challenges in mind, are there any urgent issues in disaster risk reduction or community rebuilding that you think students like us should be aware of?
Good question. Why it's good? Because we're focusing on the importance or involvement of students. The answer is definitely yes. No? Because there's so little, it is, whatever that we do, be it Mercy Malaysia or the Crescent or MRA, MyCare, MRF, even at the international level, the big boys like Oxfam or Plan International or Save the Children, those giants, we can't really save, we can't really solve the issue of the world because it's simply too big. So bringing it back to the context of the media, so for example, disaster risk reduction, where, I mean, many years ago it was only Muslim media, but now many other agencies and NGOs are doing it, which is a good thing. But even with all those combined, we can only engage and train and build the capacity of a very limited number of communities. Do you know how many kampung are there in Malaysia? I don't have the answer, but I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. And the other thing, we also conduct this program called School Dependence Program, together with MOE and UNICEF. On an average, every year we can only service, for example, a maximum of 100 schools. That is already utilizing almost all of our volunteers. Therefore, this is where the space is always there for students, for the public, professionals, everyone, to be involved in this. Because at the end of the day, it goes back to the principle of why are we doing this. Yes, it is a humanitarian service, but humanitarian is not only servicing communities, people, individuals, when they are in a situation where they need help. The core of it, the root word of humanitarian comes from the word humanity. So it's actually servicing humanity, not only when they are suffering, but more importantly is to reduce the risk for them not to get into that situation in the first place. It's more of preparedness kind of thing, preventive. Therefore, it requires a lot of people. And of course, a lot of people here, I don't mean anyone can just go and do it. You have to do it properly. You have to get trained. Why? Because humanitarian and also voluntary work must be based on a very specific core principles. So, as an example, the humanitarian sector, Mercy Media, our work are all guided by the four main principles of humanitarian. Number one, humanity. Number two, independence. Number three, neutrality. Number three, number 4, impartiality. So to get to know all those four and to get to practice all those four requires deep understanding, requires passion, requires training, and so on and so on. So, yeah, coming back to your question, I urge everyone, coming back to your question, yes, there are space for everyone to be part of this. But more importantly, I also urge everyone to have more interest to get to know. I'm assuming that in this room, except for the 3 or a couple of us here, the average age is 21 or 20. My first international mission with Mercy Malaysia was when I was 21, Aceh. But 2004. Yeah, but I'm lucky because circumstances. When Aceh, when the Indonesian tsunami happened in 2004, you have to remember, Mercy Malaysia is stands for Medical Relief Society. I'm not a doctor, I'm an architect. But when it happened, the destruction was so huge that thousands and hundreds of thousands of houses and schools and hospitals need to be rebuilt. Therefore, Mercy Malaysia expanded its mandate to also include rebuilding. So that's how I was there. But it's not because of only that. I was there when I was 21 because my parents allowed me to go. So here, I would like to make, there's no balance here, except for a few of us. But when you go back home, you have to talk to your parents, give trust to young people. Yeah, because you are 21, you are not young, you know. My heroes, in our era, my heroes are Kurt Cobain, Nirvana, I don't know. Yeah. Kurt Cobain, Bob Marley, Jimi Hendrix, they changed the world when they're 27. So 21, 22 is not young. You're only young biologically, but the clock is ticking. So yeah.
Sure. I really agree with my Mr. Anderson just said just now. In this age, we actually need to start engaging with this voluntary work at this age group because you have this motivation now. Where the platform for you as a group that is for your job to find out. That is students like me, we also wonder how we can actually contribute in addressing complex issues, especially in disaster recovery or environmental issues and exist for students to support multi-mission humanitarian efforts such as volunteering or creating awareness campaigns.
Thank you. If you understand the both reminder all theorists are actually talking about different things that they are relevant to each other, related to each other, and they are very important. So, how here because this has this needs to be addressed because people when they thought and when they think about getting to the ground and not be sure of that heroic moment when you go and talk to people, go there. That is only a small part of it. There are no they are not there to hero. Because it's complex and because of that, the first way to contribute is to have interest, to read and to know. Because in Malaysia and also outside of Malaysia, so far you get around to 35 countries, so complex issues of 35 countries. And then you go down, you're not only understand, you are not only required to understand, narrow it down, deep dive into the very specific local understanding. So number one is to get yourself interested so that you can push you to yourself to be rich so that you can contribute. You might be So we do that we hopefully will get good job and make money and use that money for good cause. And then expertise can contribute because again it's a complex issue. We think that there's always to contribute. Conservation is a lot of experts in programming. One example, we got we built water tanks, water groundwater system, water built with water momentum, but we tried, it failed. Rupa-rupanya, that area was in Sabah. That area was a reforest. We went to a but the was wrong. So we made a plan. We set it all groundwater so that curriculum.
The choice of trees actually need to be done first. When we do that, soil studies, when they are area, even on the river bank, also have specific trees actually to strengthen that. So that, and then some on 50 society will emphasize on native species. So we not foundation. So of course, sorry anyone that appointed, but the rubber sheet and also the was on yeah.
Yeah, on the stage, just maybe with the how long you need anyone knows that anyone knows according to our at least 21 years old, if I'm not mistaken, I stand corrected. But when we think about this, we very back to the community. One of the things we are thinking of more and NGO. But the finance form and NGO go down to the community. Not necessarily, right? Like you don't have to form. Same goes, in the spirit of conference on activism. Activism is not activism. It doesn't belong only to the richest or the most privileged people in the room. Activism belongs to everyone. So maybe one example I would think of was this bunch, I think, 2021, young Fiona that had to climb a tree just to answer some online exam that we had. Yes, that in one of the bookie area there just to get internet access. And how she's the story of the Fiona actually moves a a lot of people on the ground. Imagine for education, a lack of internet coverage, and that push a lot of people in the government of the day then to actually like a proper NGO slash organization to start moving. You don't even need any like sort of like fancy like one of the things I'm always passionate to talk about across different avenues is the power of youth. And has that power to move the nation. And it's not just a fancy thought. If really, if you go down to our history makers across by young people who led the country, who led the change, even from unsolicited advice from me. When you are thinking about trying to give an impact to a community, you try to follow one. I need to go through this sustainable development goal. Or I need to go and meet Minister UD is again this year. Number one, you really need to read. You really need to talk education before we start going deep diving into talking about how to solve and address the issue. You need to clarify your action as your interest. A lot of people are really passionate about education, but you will see and really interested in animal rights. For example, my friend is crazy about animal rights. She knows crazy about animal. But if you ask me about animal rights, I'm not sure I can give you the right answer to it. But your little bit more trust in the power of youth. Even though you are young, even though young people are always saying this, your classmates, your lecturers, sometimes your lecturer will even okay. And you don't have that much influence. You don't have that much. But what you have, young people that I use, especially younger generation today, they can, make use and take advantage of the current technology. Social media, for example, that faith in yourself as young activists, as a young advocate, according to Jeffrey. Yeah, just go out there and go and make changes. Move the practice.
Alright, thank you so much, Mr. Lohan. It is true that all of what our friend just something that is big. It is something that you did not expect that you are actually tourism. Let me say, Mr. Lord tourism. In his slot, money is tourism.
He doesn't know all that. So it starts with these small things that bring up to big impacts. So even though you're young now or old, so just do whatever you can to help people, to bring back to your community. So I believe that I would like to ask a question. May I know if anyone here is from a volunteering club? Can I see some hands? Yeah. Okay, so as we expected, most of our audience is here is from a volunteering club. So what I can relate is that everyone here is passionate on what our panelist is going to say. So I assume that most people here would like to know what impact can actually a club improve. Like sometimes some projects actually do a one-time project. It's not like nation building project. It's a small project. So how can they actually improve that and bring an impact? I believe most of representatives from the panelists would like to share their thoughts.
Actually, I did share with Adia earlier on before we start this thing. Um, Actually, when Mr. Wan said that we should start something like small rather than big things. And then you have to think like continuity. You don't think that I think that there is one during parallel session. Um, it doesn't mean it's going to be ever. This is during this thing. Okay, that's it. You can pass down to another maybe another substance. This one done. This one maybe it can be like when actually because although you just do small things, but it's going to be practicable, must have continuity and people. Okay, it's going to be um, just short terms project. Don't be like that. Doesn't mean it's okay when people say, oh, you got the wrong way, you got the wrong way. But you can do that. Actually, okay. So with that, I'll start the Q&A session. But everyone here would like to ask a question to Activism.
So I am final year student from USM. So my question is, there is a sentence. I have participated in several volunteer projects involving communities outside of USM and have often faced criticism from USM students itself, such as why focus on external communities, why not just focus on the USM communities itself? And in the context of our panel journey, I believe much broader experience. I believe you also may have encountered similar question, like why choose to volunteer abroad, why not just focus on religion? So could you share an appropriate response to address this question? Thank you.
It's a good question, and I need to answer that because that is the criticism that Muslim Malaysia always feels. Okay, before I set the record straight about Muslim Malaysia, I'll respond directly to your situation. Whatever the people want to say, they have the right to say it, and you have the right to defend it. Whoever owns the project, whoever that design and plan the project, have all the rights to do whatever they need to do, whether it's focusing on USM population or communities outside of USM. USM mana ni? Penang. You want to go beyond the island. I know Penang are very connected to Penang. You want to go beyond Penang, and that's up to you. Because this idea
of recruits being isolated when the world is not supposed to be like that. People start to be isolated is the harm of that. Whether they are bureaucratic, whether they want to protect their very specific material exercise. But if let's say it's okay, this is a real soon grow, and people will say things we give you money, why you say to support, but you are not, I got the start, it's the first mission, right?
But since day one until today, our expenditure and our program, majority in Malaysia. Last year record, we spent 60% of our funding to Malaysia. The previous year record was 58%. So it's always like that. But why people always say that we only bantu orang luar, tak bantu orang dalam? Why? Visibility. We are not in the media business. Who helps us do visibility? Yes, we have our communication department, but it only reaches certain threshold. But who support us with the visibility? The media people. So do you think they want to cover Mercy Malaysia's work in Korea, Kedah? Pasukan sukarelawan Mercy Malaysia berada di Korea untuk membantu mangsa banjir. Not so sexy, right? 6 pasukan perubatan Mercy Malaysia terkandas di dalam Gaza. That news cell, it's a news lah, it's a news material. So that's the problem. People misunderstood. So my summary to that is that solve the misunderstanding. So the criticism that you face from your friends or from your batchmate or work, it is about misunderstanding. And misunderstanding, there's only one cause of misunderstanding. Only one. Communication. So ada miscom lah. Bukan salah faham, tapi komunikasi itu tak sampai. So sampaikan lah.
Thank you, Mr. Hafiz. I believe that all audience here okay. Due to request from our panelists, we are going to open for another person who would like to okay. Please also.
Alright, so I would like to forward this question to Mr. Hafiz and Mr. Iman. So, as a students, when we were organizing a volunteerism project, we will depend a lot of funding from internal unity department and also from external sponsors as well. So, I would like to ask your opinion on what kind of students volunteerism project that NGO like Mercy Malaysia or Teach for Malaysia would like to support, collect, or even fund.
Thank you for the question. So essentially the question is about what kind of programs or initiative, like the student-led initiative that Teach for Malaysia support. So essentially, we do not have one specific, or you need to do this kind of activities or that kind of activity in order for Teach for Malaysia to support. But essentially, usually what Teach for Malaysia very hyper-focused on would be on education-related activities towards school students. So one of the things that Teach for Malaysia does as well in empowering students is by introducing this setup known as the student council, Teach for Malaysia Student Council, which is going to be launched, which is launched for this year's operation. The whole idea is really just to encourage students in any particular university or colleges to start running their own education-related events. And for that particular part, usually we are very open to collaboration. In terms of financial assistance or in-kind assistance are something that we be really open to collaboration with everyone. But maybe one key take from this question would be, I think there's a lot of opportunities for everyone here to take this particular experience as a learning curve that you want to get, especially in your study years. Try to learn about how to form collaboration partners, how to engage and build communication skills to ensure you get right partners, how to do elevator pitch, how to build a so-called partnership development plan in order to convince the one that you are pitching about your project to say, okay, yes, we want to collaborate with you. So I don't know whether it's a good thing or bad. For me, it's a good thing. I always have this one saying for young people is that if you are young and you attempted to do something, you tried this, you try calling people, you try sending emails and letters. Sometimes, most of the time, that particular emails or letters are not the perfect version of asking for collaboration or partnership. But you know, when you are young, your mistake, when you make mistake when you are young, you look cute. Get what I mean? Meaning that people would still tolerate students making mistakes. So when people see you making mistake and they still see you as this very cute attempt, you should just might as well do as many attempts as you can when you still look cute. But when person like me sending emails without proper introductory, without proper information, people will be like, hey, these people are old and not knowing how to send a proper letter. They don't see me as cute, they see me as incompetent. So for young people, try to make as many mistakes as you can while you still look cute. And I don't mean it in a bad derogatory remarks, but it's just an opportunity for you. Again, send as many applications, collaboration opportunities to Teach for Malaysia, and hopefully we'll be able to share a same platform anytime soon.
I don't have much to add because perhaps only one point. So don't worry about the funding. And eventually, if you do good work, if you have good intention and you translate it into good paper, good proposal, and you are able to secure your money just to prove it, to proof of concept. Good work will bring you money. There were years when Mercy Malaysia has no money at all. Staff need to take salary card, directors need to, not for free, but significant salary card. But we survived all these years because of the good work and the trust that people we are also funded by ASL. So, to keep that question, you don't need to see. So if you ask, like Manaka, you choose that, but you are actually asking from the wrong things. There's a difference of beliefs. So the video okay. Right. So you ask from the
Is there any other questions? I think Alpha Nardana had add-on.
So actually, right, for the students like you guys, you have like one opportunity actually to do volunteering things like and also activisms. For me, actually, I'm starting doing with the NGO when I'm actually in USM back then in 2004. Um, then this was my second year of studies. And then continue until 2013. Although I actually work with MNC company, I'm still doing a good works with NGO. I'm doing the community-based project, various in Perak and also Penang. But mostly actually I'm doing in Penang. What actually moved me to doing things right? Because yes, you are young, and then you have you have a lot of it's not there is no barrier, right? When you are young, and then you have energy to do it, and then you have passion, and then what actually the other thing you have to gain knowledge, and also you must have vision on what you want to do. Don't just follow your friend. Follow yourself. What actually you want to do. If let's say you are not that person who loves the volunteering, then don't do it. But if you are passionate about volunteering, yes, go for it. And then find as much knowledge as you want, and then you must have a vision. Yes. Because I'm stuck since 2005 until now. Although I have my own company, I'm working with the agency also before, but I'm still doing the NGO things until now. Yeah, it's not young anymore, but I hope that I still have energy to do so. Yep. So don't stop.
Alright, thank you so much to all of the panelists. We students have definitely a few key takeaways to keep in mind and need to start structure our volunteering plan. We are almost at the end of this insightful forum, so before we conclude, I would like to ask all panelists to describe their volunteering experience in one word.
Two words cannot one word. National service. Service.
Happy.
For me, it's future.
And with that, I conclude our forum session for today. I'm going to pass to our MC.
Thank you, Ms. Alia, for facilitating today's session so effectively. Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude today's forum, I would like to take this opportunity to express our deepest gratitude and to our esteemed speakers, Mr. Lukman Lok, Mr. Hafiz Amir, and Puan Nordiana Binti Muhammad Aini. We sincerely appreciate the knowledge and insight you have shared with us. Your contribution have made this forum an enriching experience for all. I now invite the speakers to come down from the stage and be seated with the rest of our judges from today.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Nasheed, a melody of faith, inspiration, and harmony. Let the soulful lyrics touch your heart and uplift your spirits.
Muhandis. Once Muhandis, always Muhandis.
Saya sayang Borneo Cultural Club University Teknologi Petronas. Ruang kita. Mana kita di malam? Di KL Mos. Bang, bang. Jangan balik TV, bang.
What I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway tonight. I only got one thing back in my mind. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. I got my head out the sunroof. You got me stuck on the thought of you.
Pening kepala, korang dah lagi pening bila korang tak tahu nak pilih kilang untuk custom baju korang. Jangan risau, dekat t-shirt maker kita orang boleh bantu korang buat macam-macam baju sukan yang korang nak. Kita ada baju futsal, kita ada baju netball, kita ada baju basketball, kita ada baju badminton, and kita ada baju takraw. Macam-macam sukan lagi yang kita orang boleh customkan design untuk korang. Minimum order 5 helai saja. Proses nak buat design kat sini pun memang senang, sangat pantas, boleh siap dalam masa 14 hari saja. Kalau korang ada request nak siapkan lagi awal daripada 14 hari, boleh bagi tahu kita boleh deal kat tepi, jangan risau. Apa-apa pun korang just PM je kita, bagi tahu korang nak buat baju untuk tim sukan apa, biar kita orang settlekan untuk korang. Kalau korang berminat, tekan je link yang ada dekat bio tu, kita orang akan bantu korang.